Morning everybody, it's Chad. I'm on day 26 of juice and 23 of master cleanse, and yesterday was a little bit rough, especially at the end of the day. I'd say, retaining acids of some sort because I could actually touch my skin and it hurt, like just going like that, almost like my skin was tight. And but anyways, this morning woke up and I checked my urine, and for the first time I now have sediment in my urine, which for those of you that don't know, your urine is actually supposed to have sediment in it. It almost looks like flakes of dandruff floating around, and that's a good indication that your kidneys are filtering out your lymphatic system. So that's a good thing. Finally, after 3.5 years of raw, don't know how many months of herbs and how many gallons of lemon juice, now finally starting to see some results, and that tightness or burning underneath my skin has gone away. But it was funky because it hurt, but I wasn't having any rashes or acne or anything like that pop up, so that's good. So anyways, topic I wanted to cover today was somebody had asked me about fruit essentially not filling them up. And so I'll just give you my take on what true hunger is. Now if you're transitioning, especially if you're transitioning from a diet that was cooked or just like heavy meals, it can be hard to figure out when you are actually hungry, because most of us, and I'll just use myself as an example, I would always think that once I felt a grumbling in my stomach area, like right here, you can actually hear it, that was an indication that I was hungry. Now back when I was eating cooked food, especially along the lines, I ate a higher protein diet towards the end there. You have to realize how long things take to digest and move out of the stomach. Now, with me, I could eat, let's take a quote-unquote healthy meal, chicken, brown rice, and broccoli. I could eat that and chew thoroughly, because that's another thing, is chewing thoroughly. And it could still take upwards of 2 hours for that to actually clear my stomach. And see, digestion doesn't just, a lot of people think that it ends with the stomach. And no, you still got a long ways to go, because there's a lot of things that go on within your intestinal tract. So that's the first thing. Like another indication when you think about the hunger is sometimes when people go out to eat. Usually most people eat more when they go out to eat. So they eat this big meal, and then in the morning they wake up and they talk about how hungry they are. And in reality, what's just happened is they've eaten a lot, and see, your stomach has elasticity to it, so it expands and it contracts. When you eat a larger meal, it's going to expand, and with that meal that was eaten at the restaurant, it probably took the vast majority of the evening or of the night while they were asleep for that to digest. It has now just cleared the stomach and gone into the intestinal tract, and they're interpreting that empty sensation in their stomach as hunger when it's not. Now, true hunger can actually be felt. It's not even in this area. True hunger is usually felt in the throat, and it's a lot similar to thirst. And you may have to play around with that. And I'm not advocating that if you truly feel that you're hungry, we're not trying to turn this into some neurosis fest here. So if you're hungry, eat. Pretty simple. But the deal with the fruit is now we'll see the fruit, especially if we'll just talk high water content. So we'll leave durians and avocados. We'll leave those out, as well as nuts and seeds. With that stuff, see, you can eat a couple bites of watermelon, and that's going to clear your stomach like that, because it doesn't, especially if you're chewing thoroughly, because it goes into the stomach. There's the digestive enzymes can get at it a lot quicker, and then it moves on to the intestinal tract. So that's one reason that somebody could eat a relatively large fruit meal or a large smoothie and not feel full. And see, it's that also we're looking towards food also as sedation. Most of us coming from a cooked diet, we feel drained. We're used to that, like, oh, afterwards, let's go sit on the couch and watch something and wait for this stuff to digest. And most of the time with raw stuff, and especially if you're staying more towards fruit and you're not eating something like an astronomical amount of dates, you're not going to get that sedation. So that's another factor to look into, is that you're kind of seeking that heaviness in your stomach, and it's probably not going to come from eating fruit. And that heaviness in your stomach is not really beneficial to your overall being anyhow. Now, the last thing that I'll throw in with the hunger is that, see, your body, it goes way beyond just filling up this area here with something. Your body does require some amount of nutrition. And, it's debate as to how much you actually need, but that's a different video altogether. So your body requires a certain amount of nutrition, and add to the fact that most people don't assimilate a lot of the food that they ingest because their intestinal tract is coated with mucus, they've got adrenal problems, etc. So if you're eating low quality food, you may still continue to feel hungry. That's why a lot of people who live on junk food constantly eating and never feeling full, because part of that satiation that comes from eating is the fulfillment of various nutrients coming into the body. Now, I'll give you an example with myself. There were times where I was eating very poor quality watermelons. The kind that you cut open and there's just little white streaks going through it, and they were clearly picked too early. And I could eat an entire watermelon about that big and I'm talking just, say, get up in the morning, I didn't even go running or do anything. Just ate the watermelon straight out of bed, and there was no satisfaction. I'd have a full stomach, but it was like my body was still wanting more. And my interpretation of that is that the lack of vitamins, minerals, and whatever else that we may or may not know about that's in our food, it wasn't enough to give my body that charge that it needed, and charge in the sense of nutritional fulfillment, not stimulation. And there again too is another aspect of maybe not feeling full, is that you're actually looking for entertainment from your food. You're looking for that stimulation, that especially with consumption of things like spices and salt and things of that nature. So those are all factors to look into. Let me see, that'll be it for today, I guess. Subscribe to my videos, like, comment, share, send me questions, go out, have fun. See ya.